Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to the next episode of Halal Clicks. In this video we're going to talk about iPad mini. I'm going to try to go over a lot of the features and specs of this tablet, and I'm also going to do some load test. I'm going to try to run multiple apps, also going to do some browser test as well as gaming. So let's begin. Right away you can see that this is a small form factor. It's 7.9-inch diagonally. In the front you have 1.2 megapixel camera. That's a HD camera, but it can take only 720p of video. On the flip side you have a this is eye side. This is your 5 megapixel lens. It could do 1080p of high quality video at 30 frames per second. All right, so I'm going to rotate it, and for the remainder of the video I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to shoot the video at in landscape, so we have more real estate, screen real estate. All right, so the home button has always been here at the bottom. Let's check out photos. I took one photo that I liked. So this is a very crisp photo, and I took that indoor, but even then the quality is very awesome. I'm not gonna go into further details about the photo. That's a video of its own. Let's check out the maps. Ever since iOS 5, Apple, I guess beginning with iOS 6, Apple ditched the built-in the map application that we had previously on iPhones and iPads and iPods. Now we have this map from Apple. Apple owns this map application. What's cool about this map is that it has this 3D button. If you press this 3D building right here on the top, in the bottom left hand corner of the screen, it gives you a 3D view, and that is very awesome. You get to see, you can actually not only see the buildings or the location where you want to go, but you could see that in 3D. So that is very cool. This mosque is located in New York City, and of course you could do hints to zoom in and zoom out, so that's very responsive. So map is very cool. After the maps, let's check out clock. It's simple, but I'm just gonna check it out anyway. We have multiple world clocks, and it shows you the map of the world below and then the actual clock on top. Alarm is right here as well. We turn on and off. Add a new alarm. Stopwatch, start, reset, stop, timer, pretty cool. Now let's check out the App Store. Actually, before the apps, let's check out the calendar. This calendar is built in from Apple. You could sync up your Gmail or the Google Calendar with it. If you add in your Gmail account to this iPad, then you could go to the settings and select the Google Calendar as your primary calendar. Notes. So I did some tests before. I'm also going to do some typing. So it's very responsive. You could type really fast. Try to say Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah. So I guess it's fine. Apple products has been very responsive. So we're cool there. These are the built-in apps. Some of the apps: Reminder, Contacts, iTunes, Game Center, Messages. I'm not going to get into these. These are the stock apps that come in with the iPad. App Store. One cool thing is that beginning with iOS 6, you get to download multiple apps at the same time, which is something Apple should have done long time ago. Android has always been doing that. So I'm going to go to, let's say, top charts. If I click on, press one of these, download anything free. Let's say if I click here, free, and install, it's installing. It's not taking me back to the home screen. That was very annoying that Apple used to do before. And I could install another one, and then I could go on and on. So that's App Store, and they're downloading over here. Settings, I'm going to come back later because there are a lot of things to cover in the settings. Let's check out Quran Explorer. So how would Quran reading be on this device? So this is an optimized version of Quran Explorer. So it is very, it doesn't have Retina display, but that don't make that an excuse to read Quran and other readings here. I can see this fine, and I don't have any complaint. And then you could of course zoom in, and then I will have bigger fonts and better, it will be clearer font. And you could also play. Let's check out the audio as well. So I'm gonna try to just play the few ayat, and then we also can hear the sound. max sound. While we look for the sound, it has two speakers here at the bottom, right here, and in the middle is your a lightning connector. This is the new charging port that Apple made. And while that comes up on top, you have your power button right here, and on the left hand side is your headphone jack. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. So sound is pretty loud. So I think that is sufficient for what you expect from a tablet this size. One side I miss. On the right hand side is your right here. That's your silent button, and then these two are your volume rockers. All right, so Quran, that was Quran reading, so that's fine. You could read Quran on this device easily, and the audio is really ample, I'd say. Then you have, let's check out iPray. This is an iPhone app. So there's a 2x button right here. If you click 2x, it'll just enlarge any iPhone apps that you have purchased, downloaded before, and if you buy that or re-download that on an iPad mini or any bigger iPads, there's always going to be this 2x sign that will just make the screen, the size of the app bigger and fit on your screen. It's not really really high resolution, but it does the job. Qibla. Since this iPad mini, along with all the other iPads and iPods and iPhones, have the gyroscope, the compass, and the accelerometer, it can easily get you Qibla direction. So that works. Let's check out. YouTube is a separate download. I had to download this app separately. It didn't come pre-installed like before. So starting iOS 6, Apple left out the YouTube. So YouTube is not as, I guess, like before. You still have your videos and all of that, but it's not integrated with YouTube. Is not integrated with the iOS operating system. Let's see if I find something. Quran HD, for example. So if I play that, so now it plays on this orientation, and you'd have to manually click on the full screen button. So that may be a little annoying for some people. So again, you have to press on this full screen button here, on screen button. Otherwise, it doesn't automatically become full screen. So that's just a little annoying. So, and then you have your YouTube search, and then you could also use Siri. Again, actually, that's not Siri. This is a part of Google. So that's Google Voice Recognition. And you also have, now that I mentioned Siri, you have Siri. What time is it in Mecca, Saudi Arabia? Let's see how good that is. So Siri has been integrated with most of the iPhones ever since iPhone 4S. Not most, all the iPhones since iPhone 4S, and then iPad 4, and then iPad Mini, and iPod Touch. All of them have
the time in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia is 8:37.
Have Siri. So this is really awesome. It's not perfect, but it's cool. What's the weather like in Dhaka, Bangladesh?
Here's the forecast for Dhaka, Bangladesh through Saturday.
Alright, so that works. Let's get out. Oh, now I could also get a direction. Get me directions from LAX to JFK.
Getting directions from Los Angeles International Airport to John F. Kennedy International Airport.
So again, this is the Wi-Fi version. It's the 16 gig version. It doesn't have the 3G capability in this version, but there are other versions where it could have 3G capability. So, and it would work fine. Alright, now let's check out Safari. In Safari, before we go to Safari, let's check out the mail. This is how the mailbox looks like. Built-in mail app from Apple. You could add in your Exchange and Gmail and Yahoo and whatever kind of emails to this iPad. So, and have all inboxes, and you have separate accounts. So I could go to, and this is how email looks. You could pinch, pinch to zoom and zoom out, zoom in, all that kind of stuff works. And you could delete or archive based on your settings. Let's get out of this. Browser. We're going to do a couple of tests on browser just to see how clear it is, how fast things loads up. Of course, we're going to start off with apple.com. iPad mini. Look. So you could do it multiple finger, two hands, or just one hand, multiple fingers. So this is very awesome, very fast. Let's check out aljazeera.com. Lots of content on the website, so a lot of things here, and everything. This I guess the kinetic scrolling is very fluid. Apple always led the way for this. Apple used to be the king in touch sensitivity. Okay, let's go to halal clicks. This is still work in progress, but let's see what we have to offer. All right, so not bad. Pinch to zoom still works here. And then I have, the website is being developed. Let's go to salatomatic.com. This is your prayer guide, I guess masjid finder basically. Okay, so browser is good. I know you have pinch to zoom, and this text is really sharp. It's not retina, again, it's not retina display, but I don't miss retina display. And especially if this is your first tablet, you're not going to even be able to tell the difference. If you don't know what retina display is, then this is very sharp and you won't complain. And I have a retina display iPad 3, and I haven't found any difference here. I don't see anything wrong with it reading wise, and the sharpness of text and whatnot that everybody talks about. Let's get out of browser. Also, let's check out now settings. Setting has lots of stuff. First off, this is your airplane mode. If you're on a flying somewhere, that's what you do. It's very simple. We're just going over these. Wi-Fi, turn off Bluetooth on and off. It's got Bluetooth 4.0. And it's also it's compatible with A2DP, meaning if you have a stereo Bluetooth headset, you could pair up with your iPad mini, and you could listen to the audio and video from the iPad with your stereo Bluetooth headset. Do not disturb. This is a new feature. You could set up the timing when you don't want to be disturbed. Notifications. So here, this is your schedule. Do not disturb has its own schedule, but notification. If you want notification or alerts from these kind of apps, what kind of apps? What type of apps do you want, and where do you want the notifications, alerts, or banners on top? Do you want the notification as here, or do you want the notification to appear just as alert, as a pop-up? So that's that. Let's go to general. About software update. Siri has its own thing. You could select the language. There are multiple languages here. Voice feedback always, or you could hands-free only. Let's get out of Siri. VPN. This, if you want to, I guess if you have a corporate environment that you want to connect to. I've done this and this works. This is cool. iTunes Wi-Fi sync. If you want to able to sync it, sync your iPad with your home computer, then you would enable this option. But you need to connect to the iTunes first to do that. Spotlight search. Spotlight search is basically this search right here. So it's telling you what kind of items, or what kind of I guess apps or programs or things that the spotlight search should pick up. Should it pick up contacts, application, music? You could just uncheck some of them. Maybe you don't want spotlights to search your messages, so you turn that off right here. Let's get out of this. Auto lock. This is an auto lock feature, meaning when the screen is gonna automatically lock. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, never. Password lock. If you want to turn on password lock every time the screen is gonna lock out, it's gonna ask you for password, and then how fast do you want it? 2 minutes, interval, 5 minutes, and whatever. And at the bottom, if you had the password lock on, this is saying allow access when locked, meaning for Siri. So if you're holding on to the home button, Would you want Siri to be able to access the content in your phone, like or the iPad? Like, would you want Siri to still search the browser, or search the browser, or would you want Siri to still write you an email and whatnot? So that's that option. Sounds, alerts, ringtones, and on calendar alerts and email alerts, Facebook posts, brightness and wallpaper, very self-explanatory. Picture frame, transition. This is about like these photos. If you go to the photos and if you go to slideshow, is the settings for this slideshow. And picture frame, basically as your home screen as well, for your home screen as well. Privacy, location services. Many of the apps that use location services to better pinpoint your location and search for stuff. So like camera, geotags every photo and video. um, and then iPray, it's a prayer location. It calculates your, I guess, location and timing of prayer. Maps, of course, obviously tells you where you are and gives direction. Safari, some websites also require location service. Siri requires location services for you to help out find nearby places and whatnot. iCloud, you could back up your content of this iPad to iCloud. iCloud 5 gig is free, I think, like messages, mails, photos, videos, stuff like that. This is where you set up mails and contacts. So if you want to add new account, another email account, just click on add account, and then you just add whatever types of email you have, whether it's AOL, Hotmail, other types, notes, font. This is the built-in apps right here. Um, so what we have also is a four-finger gesture. If I just swipe up, all the apps that are running in the background will show up. So let's try to change the font. So you see the font has changed. So that's that. Reminders. Reminders is a built-in app or a factory, I guess, app from Apple. It's about tells you about reminders, basically easy. It's an organizer. Messages, the account that you'd like to sign in for iMessages. FaceTime, this is about the FaceTime video calling. What email account should you log in? Because you could use FaceTime to call any other iPad or iPhone or iPod Touch owners. Maps, kilometers, mileage, always English. You want the labels, label size, Safari, search engine detail. Do you want the search engine to be Google, Yahoo, or Bing? Autofill, if you type something, do you want the stuff to be saved? And then, of course, autofill has the password option, name and password, username and passwords. Open new tab in background on. Always show bookmark bar. Bookmark bar is, there is no bar and it's not showing up. But if you do that, so the bookmark bar is going to show up. So there's no bookmark here, but you see the space has expanded on top. So let's get out of this. Private browsing. What this does is um, doesn't cache in, or doesn't store a history of the websites that you visit. So that's private browsing, but it doesn't mean that it's not there on the web. If you're browsing someplace, Google probably has it, or whatever browser you're using, whatever search engine you're using, they have logs of it. But this just means that this iPad is not going to keep history, except cookies. That's something technical. Again, if you never accept cookies, that means if you go to a website, for example, yahoo.com, and you do some sort of customization there, moving around the weather left and right, or if you go to iGoogle, if you never accept cookies, it's not going to recognize you the next time you go visit that same website, and then you have to do the customization all over again. So if you visit, or always, just leave it as is. Clear history. Again, this, if you want to clear the history of website that you visited, cookies and data, if you want like to clear all of that stuff. Fraud warning. This is something from Apple, so I'll leave that on. JavaScript block. If you want to allow JavaScript, leave it on. Block pop-ups, leave it on. And advanced stuff, let's not get there. iTunes and App Store. This is your email account that you use to, I guess, buy and download apps and music. Same thing here. If you'd like to sound check. Sound check, I think it keeps a steady sound in your audio. if you have different, I guess, levels of sound distortion in audio, this will try to keep the audio to the sync the audio to the same level throughout the audio content. Videos start playing where left off, so that's cool. So meaning, basically, if you started watching a movie and you had to go home and you do something, and you come back and you hit play again, it's just gonna resume from where you left off. That's useful. Closed captioning where is available. Some videos may have closed captioning, so that fonts that whatever the people saying on the screen on the movie, the text is gonna show up at the bottom. If the video has closed captioning embedded in it, and this for sharing, the home sharing option. Photos and camera. My photo stream on. So photo stream is a feature where you'd have to sign into iCloud. A photo stream is something that you'd have to sign in with your iCloud account, and then you could share the photos from your photo library with other iPhone owners, iOS owners. So these are the settings for that. Podcasts, sing subscriptions. If you have podcasts, you would download the podcast app, then you would see these settings for this. Twitter, Facebook, they are integrated with iOS now. So if you would like to sign in and post, so meaning from whatever page you are on the website or photos, you'll be able to tweet or post on Facebook easily. So it's for those. So these are the, I guess, the settings. Let's get out of settings. Now let's have some fun with Temple Run 2. This is a very popular game, and it's free. Consider this a free version of Angry Birds. Angry Birds is not free, but this game is free, and this is really, really awesome in every platform: iOS, Android, phones, tablets, wherever. Lower the volume, trying to adjust the screen so you guys can see the quality of it. This is a HD game, so the environment is very awesome and it's changing very fast. So the rendering mechanism of iPad mini is very not only acceptable but really amazing. You don't really you need a retina display. I don't think you need a retina display for this, and but because it doesn't have retina display, maybe the price point should have been a little lower. iPads and iOS, every Apple product is always a little bit overpriced, so that's something you got to accept if you would like to own an Apple device. So it's very responsive, no lag. Again, I'm in the middle of a game and I have all these apps running in the background, and some of these apps are very I guess resource intensive. Even then, this game is not, there's no lag in this game. Let's get out of this. So in short, what do I think about this? It may not have retina display. That's not its downside, but I think the price point is a little too much. $329 is the starting the base model, and all the way up to $659 for the Wi-Fi and the 3G version. So that's way too much for a mini tablet with low resolution. It's not even HD 720p. So you have your Kindles and Nooks and other tablets. There's countless others that are like $200 tablets. So, but if you are a very hardcore iOS fan, Apple fan, and you must have and you must stick with iPads and iDevices, then you can go for it. And if you're looking for a mini device, a small device like this, small tablet to read Quran and stuff, so it's very light and the graphics is okay. And I think that having not having retina display is not a big minus. I mean, it does its job, and even if you're reading Quran or any other whatever books, if you're reading, it will do its job. And to my naked eyes, I didn't see any difference, and I have iPad 3, and I still like this. So the only thing downside would be the price. So if you are a hardcore Apple lover, then stick with this. Otherwise, if you're open to changes and like to use Android devices, you could go with other tablets, mini tablets out there like Nexus 7 or Galaxy Tab 2, 7.7, and then you have your Kindles. So those are also pretty good. So I hope you guys like this. Leave a comment below, and I'm still new to this review business. I'd appreciate your feedbacks and and comments. If you'd like to put on any other types of videos you want me to do, any other reviews, I'm going to try my best to do that. So I hope this has been beneficial for some and entertainment for others. And whatever the case may be, please subscribe to our channel. I'll see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum.